Please click on subscribe button and click on bell icon for more interesting updates on civil engineering concepts. In this video lecture, I will explain you analysis and designing of G+8-story building with bracings by using ETABS software. So I was already done my modeling process, analysis process and designing process by using bracing system in StatPro software. So in this video lecture, I will cover the concepts which are related to the ETABS software. So initially we need to select the ETABS software here. So select your ETABS software. So here I am selecting ETABS 2016 version software. The software will be open here like this. So initially we need to click on the file option. So here I am selecting the new model option. So it will open your respected options here like this. So initially we need to select initialization options as user building settings. So as per the units we need to consider as per SI metric system. So here we have to select here as Indian standard code, Indian. So after that we have to select the steel design code as per the Indian standard system 800/2007. Again in the same process we need to select as per IS 456/2000 code. So click on OK option. So after that it will ask you respected grid dimensions data and story dimensions data. So initially I will model the ground story for this respected structure. So after modeling process completed, then I will copy the properties for the remaining stories. So initially I am selecting the number of bays along the length direction. Just I am assuming it as 5 numbers. Again in the same process, just I am assuming the number of lines in y direction distance. Just I am taking it as 4. Otherwise you can take it as 6 numbers. So let us consider it as 6. So here I am taking the spacing in x direction distance randomly. Just I am taking it as 3 and 3. So if you want to change this respected spacing in between the x direction as well as y direction, so you can select here as custom grid spacing option. So click on edit grid data. So you can change the property as per your requirement. So you can click on this display data. So if I want to consider the second bay length which is of 4 meter, so you can consider this respected B point. Again you can click on the 4 option. Again in the same process you can select the any one of the option here. So here I am considering it as 4. So in the same process just I am taking the y direction as 4. So click on OK. So after considering the grid dimensions data, we need to consider the story dimensions data. So initially I am taking the number of stories for this respected building is 1. Let us consider. So typical story height just I am taking it as 3 meter and bottom story height just I am taking it as 3 meter. So click on grid only option. Click on OK option. Now it will open your respected window here like this, which is consisting of A, B, C, D, E, F grids in horizontal position, 1, 2, 3, 4 grids in vertical position. So after that we have to select the material properties. So for that go to define option. Initially we need to select the material properties option. So here I am selecting Indian standard system. Let us consider here, and concrete design section which is consisting of M30 grade concrete. Otherwise you can select any one of the grade as per your assumptions. So here I am taking it as M30 grade. Click on OK. So after that click on OK. So in the same process we need to add the steel section data also. So click on add material. So here I am selecting material as steel section. So as per my assumption just I am considering it as 500. So for that we need to initially add this 345. Click on OK. So here we have to change the name for this respected property to 500. Again in the same process we have to select the design property data here. So now here we have to change the property value to 500 MPa. Again this respected value is also 500 MPa. So after that click on OK option. Click on OK option. So after adding the material properties we need to define the beam size, column size as well as slab thickness and bracing section for this respected building. So for that go to define option. Initially click on the section properties. So click on frame sections. Initially we need to delete all these respected frame sections. So click on delete multiple. Select this respected properties one by one. So here I am selecting this properties. Click on delete frame sections here. So it will add your respective frame sections which is of 2 properties. So click on OK option initially. So initially we need to select the add new property data. Select the concrete rectangular section. Select this respected property of concrete rectangular box. So just I am taking the respected name as beam here. Let us consider. So now we have to select the material. Just I am taking here as M30 grade. So as per my consideration just I am assuming the beam size will be consisting of 400 cross 230. So here I am taking here as 400. Again this is 230. So click on the reinforcement value. So change the property of design type from column to beam sections. Click on OK. Click on OK. So after that we have to delete this respected 2 properties. So for that click on delete multiple properties. Select this respected properties. Click on delete sections. Click on OK. So after that again in the same process we need to add the column sections. So click on this add property. So select this option. So now we have to give the name as column. Now we have to select the material name as M30 grade concrete. Now we have to consider these respected values. So for this respected section, just I am considering the column size will be consisting of 400 cross 400. So click on modify show rebar value, select the property to the respected column section, and you have to select this respected rebar material as per the considerations of Fe 500 grade steel. So further select these three dots, click on the Fe 500 grade. So you can change this respected property here like this. So after that we can select the longitudinal bars, confined metal bars. So as per my assumption, just I am taking the random values, click on OK. So after that we have to click on the OK option. So after defining the beam sections and column sections, we need to define the bracing sections. So bracing section basically we will consider as per ISMB section, which is related to the 400 or 450 or 500 or 550 section. So for that we need to load the bracing sections as per the Indian Standard System code. Okay, so we need to consider as per IS 800 code. So for that we need to click on the import new material option here. So here we have to select the steel section. Let us consider here. So in this we need to select the property name as per the Indian Standard System. So it will load your respective sections here like this. So you can select the bracings property as per the considerations. So here I am taking ISMB section, which is consisting of 500 section as per my assumption. You can select any one of the property from this data which is available for the steel sections. Click on OK. So it will add your respected ISMB section 500 here like this. Click on OK option. So after adding this respected property which is related to the beam, column and bracings, we need to add the slab thickness. So for that, go to define option, section properties, select the slab sections, select add new material property. So here I am considering slab thickness will be consisting of 150 mm. Again in the same process, just I am changing the material to M30 grade and this respective property to the membrane section. Again here I am considering it as 120. So click on OK option. So after that we have to select the slab one, delete property, click on S, select the plank one, delete property, click on S, click on OK. So after defining the properties which is related to beam, column as well as slab and bracings, we need to apply that respective properties for the building. So for that initially we need to select this respected beam assignment option. Select the property name as beam here. So drag to your respected plan here like this. So after that we have to select the I section property. So here we have to select the property from beam section to the column section. So drag to the respected property here like this. So in the same process we need to select the slab sections. Select the property name as per the S150 section. So drag this respected model here like this. So after assigning all these respected properties, we need to create the bracings for the building. So for that initially we need to select the elevation section for the 1,4AF. So initially I am selecting elevation section of 1. So for that we have to click on this respected elevation. So select the one option here. Let us consider. So click on apply, click on OK. Now we have to select the bracings assignment option here. Select the bracings assignment option like this. So here we have to select the property name from beam to ISMB 500. So click on this respected point. Again in the same process, click on this respected point. So in the same process we have to select the elevation section which is related to the 4. Click on apply, click on OK. Here I am selecting this property here. Again in the same process, just I am selecting. So again click on elevation section which is of A. Click on apply, click on OK. Again I am applying bracings for the center section here. Again in the same process we have to select the elevation section which is related to the let us consider it as F. Click on apply, click on OK. So here I am applying here like this. So after assigning this respected property, we need to create the remaining stories for the building. So here I am assuming G plus 8-story building. So for that it will be consisting of 9 number of the slabs. So here it was created with 1 number of the slab already. So we need to add the remaining 8 stories. So for that initially we need to right click on it. Now we have to select add modify grid option. So here it will be consisting of story data and grid system data. So click on modify show story data here initially. So right click on it. So click on add story option. So here we have to select the keep existing story heights here like this. So here we have to select the height of the each story. So in number of stories above the first story. So let us consider it as 8 numbers. Click on OK option. So it will create your respected remaining 8 stories for this building. Now we can see this is my plan view and this is 3D view for the building of G+8 story with the bracing system. Okay, so this is the process of modeling the building. So after modeling process completed, we need to apply the load cases. So initially we need to create the load cases. So for that, click on define option. So here I am selecting the load patterns option. So initially it will be consisting of dead load, live load condition. So after that we have to add the earthquake load which is in X condition. So now we have to select the seismic condition and we have to select as per IS code. So here I am selecting IS 1893 2002 code. Otherwise, if you have new version of the software, so it will update your respected code to IS 1893 2016. So you can select this respected property, add option. Again in the same process we have to select earthquake load in Y direction condition. Now here I am selecting the wind load condition X system. Select here as wind property data and we have to select the IS Indian standard system of 875-2015. Click on add. Again in the same process we can add this respected Y value also. So after adding this respected load cases, we need to modify as per the given problem statement. Select this respected option for that. Click on modify lateral load. So here you can select the code as per your considerations. So here I am taking it as high seismic zone which is comes under your zone 5 condition. So with the factor as 0.36. So again we have to select the soil type. It will be consisting of loose soil, medium soil, rock soil. So you can select any one of the soil condition. Click on OK. So now in the same process we have to select earthquake load Y direction condition, modify here. Again we have to select this property direction as Y direction condition. So click on OK. Now we have to modify the data which is related to the wind loading condition. Select wind X, modify lateral load. Again here I am taking it as 44 meter per second wind speed which is comes under the terrain category 4. So click on the modify show here. So you can consider the angle which is related to the X direction only, which is of 0 and 180 degrees here. Let us consider here as 180. So again in the same process we have to click on OK option. So we have to click on this respected wind coefficient value. So which is of, let us consider it as 0.86. Click on OK. Now we have to select wind Y, modify lateral load option. So this is 44. It will be comes under the terrain category 4. This is 0.86. Modify this. Again this respected angle we have to enter here as, let us consider it as 90 and this respected value is 270. Why? Because all X direction is always perpendicular to Y direction. Click on OK. So after that click on OK. So after defining the properties and defining the load cases, we need to apply the load cases for this building. So for that initially I am selecting all this building. So go to assign option, joint loads. Initially I will apply the self weight for this structure. So for that just I am selecting the forces in global X direction, Y direction, Z direction as 1, 1, 1. Click on apply, click on OK. So after adding the self weight, we need to add the external wall load and internal wall load, floor finishing load. So we need to calculate the external wall load as per the given data property for the wall. So basically we will consider the external wall thickness will be consisting of 0.23. So we have to multiply this respected value with the unit weight of the brickwork. We have to multiply this respected value with each floor height. So let us consider it as 3, which is comes under the intensity of 13.8. So we have to apply this respected 13.8 for the beam sections. So go to select option, select properties, frame sections which is related to the beams. Click on select, close option. So we have to click on assign option, frame line loads, distributed load. So add to existing loads. We need to add the intensity here as 13.8. Click on apply option. Click on OK. So after applying the dead load for the external wall load, we need to apply the dead load for the internal wall load. So for that we have to consider the thickness of internal wall multiplied by unit weight of the brickwork. Again we have to multiply this respected value with each floor height, which is comes under the value of 7.2 kilonewton per meter. So again for that we have to select the beam sections, select property, frame section, select here as beams, close. Go to assign option, frame line loads, distributed load. So click on add to existing load. Now we have to enter the load intensity number as 7.2. So click on apply option, click on OK option. So after applying the external wall load, internal wall load, we need to apply the floor finishing load. So basically we will consider the marbles as well as your tiles on the floor. So for that reason only we need to consider the extra load which is comes under that respected floor condition. So basically it will be comes under the intensity of 1.5 to 2 kilonewton per meter square. So higher value here I am considering it as 2 kilonewton per meter square. So for that initially we need to select properties, slab section, select here as S150, select option, close. Go to assign option, shell area load, uniform section, add to existing load. We have to consider this respected property value. Just I am considering here as 2 kilonewton per meter square, which is in gravity direction. Click on apply, click on OK. So after applying the dead loading condition, we need to apply the live load. So for that, initially we need to select all these respective slab sections. Go to assign option, shell area load, uniform load. So select this respective property load intensity to live load. So here I am considering, as per my assumption, 3.5 kilonewton per meter square is the value of live load that is applying. Add to existing loads option, click on apply option, click on OK. So after applying the live loading condition, we need to apply the seismic loading condition. So for that, we need to select all these respected building properties. Why? Because the seismic load will be applied in X direction condition as well as Y direction condition, depends upon the intensity. So it will act all the respected building damage. Okay. So for that, select all this building, go to assign option, shell area load, select uniform load, select the load pattern here. Just I am considering it as earthquake load X direction, add to existing load, and direction will be of global X direction. So here we have to select the intensity of the X direction load case, which is 50% of the live loading condition. So as per the design consideration, we need to consider it as one factor. So basically I am considering higher value than one factor. Why? Because I need to concentrate on the safety of the structure. So for that reason only, just I am considering it as 1.75. So click on apply here, click on OK. So after that, again we have to select all the building, go to assign. In the same process, we have to apply the value of your respected uniform load, which is of Y direction condition, global Y, add to existing, click on apply, click on OK. So after applying the seismic loading condition, we need to apply the wind load. So select all the building, go to assign, go to select your shell area load, select the wind pressure coefficient, which is in wind load X direction with the factor, just I am considering it as 0.86, click on apply, click on OK. Now in the same process, just I am applying the wind load, which is in Y direction condition with the selection of wind Y. Click on apply, click on OK. So after applying all these respective load cases, we need to apply the load combinations. So go to define option for that, select the load combinations. So select here as add default design combination. So you can select the combination as per the steel frame design, and we have to select the concrete frame design. Why? Because we are considering the steel bracing system for this building section. So that's why we need to consider it as steel frame design code combinations and concrete frame design code combinations. Click on OK. So it will add the combinations here like this, which is consisting of some steel section combinations and concrete section combinations. Click on OK. So after that, we have to assign the supports. So for that, initially we need to select the ground story, which is nothing but the base. So go to select stories here, select the base option, click on select option, click on close option, go to assign option here, joint, select the restraints, select the fixed supports, click on apply option, click on OK. So after applying the supports, we need to apply the diaphragm for this building. Diaphragm is nothing but the load action rate and center point of the building. So basically we will apply before analysis. So for that, we have to select all the building, go to assign, joint, select here as diaphragm extend, select divine option, click on apply, click on OK. So it will apply your respected diaphragm here like this. So after that, we have to analyze this building. Okay, so go to analysis option, analyze option, go to select the check models option initially, select the joint checks, click on OK. So it will show you a respected message here like this, model has been checked, no warning messages are generated. So go to analyze option here, so click on set load cases to run. So you can select any one of the load cases from these models. So click on run now option. So it will do the analysis process. So before that, we need to save the model here. Next I'm selecting my folder. Let us consider here some folder here. So just I'm considering it as sample model. Click on save. So it will do your respected analysis as per the considerations of the load cases and as per the considerations of the bracing system for this building. So this is the deflection of the building due to presence of the dead loading condition. You can change the deflection diagram as per the load considerations. So go to display for that, select the deform shape here. You can select the load case as earthquake load X direction. Click on apply. Now we can see X direction deflection diagram will be shown here like this. Now we have to check the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for this building. So go to display option for that, select the force and stress diagrams here, select Pier Spandrella forces. So you can select the dead loading condition or other load condition as per your considerations. So otherwise you can consider the load combinations here like this. So here I am selecting load cases. So select the dead loading condition, select shear 2, click on apply. So now we can see this is the shear force diagram for the building. Again in the same process select moment 3. So this is the bending moment diagram for the building. So in the same process you can select the torsion diagram, click on apply. So this is the torsion value diagram for this building. So after analysis process is completed, we need to design this respective structure as per the Indian Standard System Code. Okay, so for that initially we need to click on design option, select the concrete frame design. So click on initially we need to select the view revised preferences. So here we have to check the items design code values like response reduction and the number of interaction curves etc. here. So here I am selecting data randomly here, click on OK. So again we have to select the design, select the concrete frame design, select the rebar section rules for the column section initially. So you can select the rebar section rules for the two types of the load cases, which is comes under the gravity loads and lateral loads. So if you consider the seismic loading condition and wind loading condition, we need to consider the secondary load case, which is related to the seismic requirements functions. So here as per my consideration, just I am considering here as seismic requirements. So smallest bar size just I am taking it as 16 mm and largest bar size just I am taking it as 20 mm. So again we have to select the lateral ties bar size. So here I am selecting it as 12 mm bar. Again I am selecting here as 16 mm bar. So you can select the data here as per your considerations. Click on OK. So after that again in the same process we have to click on design, click on concrete frame design. So click on revised preferences for the beam sections. So here I am selecting the seismic requirements only. Smallest bar size just I am taking it as 16 mm. Again I am taking it as 16 mm. Largest bar size just I am considering it as 25 mm. Let us consider, and preferred bar size will be 20. Minimum number of the bar just I am considering it as 5 at the top section, and again I am taking it as 5 at the bottom section. And bar size will be spacing just I am considering it as 12 mm for the stirrup section, and largest will be of 20. Click on OK. So after that we have to click on the design option again. Again we have to select the concrete frame design. So here we have to select the start design check option. So it will start designing your respected building as per the considerations. Now we can see all the beam sections are designing here. Now the yellow color mark is moving for the beam section. So after it will be moved for the column sections. Now you can see the yellow color mark is moving for the vertical members, which is related to the column sections. So this is the percentage of the steel required diagram for these respected design considerations. So you can select the design option here again select the concrete frame design. So here we have to click on the display design information. So you can select the percentage reinforcement section as per the shear reinforcement section also. Select here, click on apply. Click on OK. So it will select your respective property as per the shear reinforcement section. So after that we have to see the output file which is related to the design considerations. So initially we need to click on the detailing option for that. So initially we need to select the detailing preferences option. So it will be consisting of the standards and material quantity units. So here I am selecting it as metric unit system, and length will be in meter, and section thickness will be in millimeter, force will be in kilonewton. We have to select. Again rebar length will be in meter, and the slab area will be in square meter, concrete volume will be cubic meter, and rebar weight will be in ton. So click on OK option. So here I am selecting it as OK. So again we have to click on the detailing option. So click on start detailing option. So it will design your respected building of G+8 story with the bracing system. Due to the presence of the bracing system, the percentage of the steel and percentage of the area member that is required. So this is the layout for the beam sections. So click on the drawing sheet component, standard details which is related to the drawing sheets, and beam section A section, and beam section B, and beam section C. Again in the same process you can select the typical cross section of the column. So this is the typical cross section for the column section. Select the column section. So this is the column section reinforcement value. So select the floor slab. So you can select any one of the floor slab here. So here I am selecting slab section A, B section, floor plan, framing sections. So now we have to select the beam detailing option, concrete beam, schedules here. Select the concrete rebars scheduling, any one of this. So click on this respected sheet. So it will load your respected reinforcement values for the concrete members. So this is the beam ID, and this is the span for that respected beam, span length and section dimensions for the beam, and this is the reinforcement value that is required for the longitudinal bars at the section of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay. So this is the bars which is required for the section from A to B to C to G, E, F, H, like this. Okay. Longitudinal bars. Again in the same process we can select the stirrup section also. So it will be consisting of stirrups data here like this, which is of zone A, zone B, zone C. So basically in zone A it will be consisting of 4 number of bars of 10 mm dia, 120 mm center to center distance. Again at the zone C it will be consisting of 16 mm dia bars and 16 number of the bars, 10 mm is the diameter, 125 is the center to center thickness. So after that we have to check the column section detailing. So select this column section. So select the framing plans. So this is the layout for the column sectioning center line diagram. Select the scheduling, click on the column scheduling. So this is the column scheduling diagram data as per the considerations of the building design. So after that we have to select the bracing detailing, steel bracing scheduling data. Select this. So this is the steel bracing data for this respected section. So under consideration, so it will get the total weight of the steel that is required in tons. So for construction of this respected house, it is required 60,283.35 tons of steel. Okay, so after that we have to select the reinforcement cage views. Select the beam section, select any one of the beam here like this. So it will load your respective beam property. So now we can see this is the beam reinforcement detail that is required for this section. So under considerations of the beam ID, so again we have to select the column section. So for that select the column detailing, select the column. Let us consider, so this is the column scheduling for this respected building. So it will be consisting of the reinforcement values here like this. Okay, so this is the complete process, analysis and designing of G+8 building by using bracing system in ETABS software. So if you have any queries about this respected video, please text me your questions in the below comment box. I will text you answers for this respected questions. Thank you.